When I saw your face from across the street, my heart skipped a beat. You tuck your hair behind your ear and smile as you walk into my arms. I had planned our first date to a T. We got to the market early so we had our own seats, and we chat as we eat duck frites. The conversation so effortless. We go for a drink and draw each other with coloured chalk on the blackboard as I draw you in for our first kiss. A sugar rush from a kiss so sweet, a happiness long awaited, a love reciprocated, the beginning of our story. It was far from smooth at the start, the turbulent dance of the anxious and the avoidant threatened us to part. My constant need for space triggered your chase for reassurance, and when it got too much for me, I burst in fits of rage. You kept me from running, and with your love and patience I began to change. I used to sleep on the opposite side of the bed. Now, sleeping next to you, I felt calm and safe. The past is difficult to ignore when the body keeps the score. Unresolved traumas will find a way to seep through any crack. This broken little boy who only knew love to her was being glued back together piece by piece. Love is running towards. You taught me that. I would mess up all Indian names, yet somehow I pronounced yours perfectly on the first attempt. As we watch Bollywood movies, I remember I used to love watching them as a kid, so why this contempt inside of me? Didn't know what a dosa was. Oh, how I adore this food. I nicknamed you Sweetu, and I was your baby Aloo. But when you played your Hindi songs on Spotify, I tried to turn it down so neighbours wouldn't hear the sound. You asked me if I was embarrassed of being with you. It dawned on me that I grew up in this country ashamed of being brown. How hard I tried to scrub my Bengali flesh white coconut. How many of your ancestors died at the hands of the crown? I was running from the hurt of being called Paki on the playground when other kids would say my clothes smelled like curry and laugh when my father would blast verses from the Quran from the car. I'm sorry. What have I become? My own father is absent, so I will be the father to the confused child in me, wrap my arms around him and say, brown is beautiful, son. We'd come so far, but didn't talk about where this was going enough, ignoring getting answers to questions tough. The weight of our secret was already heavy after 2 years together. And then your parents started applying the pressure for your marriage and consulting an astrologer, planting seeds from the stars that you'd be better off back home in India and not to trust. To get them to stop, we need to tell them about us. The enormity of facing them was giant after everything they'd done for you. And they wanted someone Indian too. Your Hindu parents wouldn't approve of me and my Muslim family. It's been no different the other way round. Neither of us religious, but a marriage is more than just us, and an interfaith union would burn both our houses down. In the subcontinent, politics has mixed in poison between the two communities, creating a deep divide. Somewhere along the way, we've forgotten how to be kind. A love such as this is hard enough to find. It doesn't need to be like this. If we were going to war, then we needed to be sure. And in the end, factors outside of us couldn't be overcome by love alone. You'd want to be with your parents as they grow old. Retire in India? This is the only place I've called home. My world started to crumble away as I stared into the abyss of reality. Tears pour as I knew I was going to lose the person that made me whole. Our last kiss in the kitchen, red haze from the sun as I closed my eyes. In that moment, the earth rotated around our center of gravity. I felt everything that we went through in that kiss and the life we could have lived. The last dance of our souls, and then our timelines branched. My last act of love was to let you go. The apple of my eye, my girl from Chennai. You were my happy poem. Sajna, kya ye mera pehla pyar hai? My beloved, is this my first love? Thank you.